Good morning, students. So in the last video we have seen about the for loop. So C++ supports 3 looping statements. So we have seen while loop and do while loop and for loop. So now in today's video we are going to see about the jump statements, right? So you know very well the control of flow. What is a sequential flow and what is a control flow? How when you give condition, how it checks the condition, and if you want to jump from one statement to another statement, the control flow will help you for doing that, isn't it? No. And looping structure is a particular set of statements are repeated or executed again and again. So now we are going to see about the jump statements. So in C++, there are 3 types of statements which helps you to interrupt the control flow. So when your statements are getting executed one by one, and if you want to jump from one place to another place, or if you want to pass at the particular place, or if you want to interrupt the flowing of control flow, okay, then you can do with the help of this 3 statements. So C++ supports 3 jump statements, that is go to, break and continue. So go to, break and continue. So these are the 3 statements supported by the C++. These 3 are called jump statements. So now let us see the syntax for this 3. Okay. So first one, go to statement. So what do you mean? So as per the word, so when your statements are executed one by one, and if you want to jump from one statement to the another statement, then this go to statement will help that. So for jumping from another statement, and for which statement it has to jump, so for that you are having one label. Okay, so if you have one label in 10th statement, and the second statement if you are saying go to the 10th statement, that is that label, then it will the execution will jump from second statement to 10th, right? So see the syntax. So there are 2 syntax for go to statement. Okay, so first syntax is go to label, that is the go to statement is at first, after some statements the label is given after that. Okay, so go to label, and then label is described after some statement. This is syntax 1, and syntax 2 is label is given at the first, and after some statements we are having the go to label statements. So okay, so you can have the label anywhere and the go to statements also anywhere. So this is called the forward jump, because go to label, after the go to statement only you are having the label. So this is called forward jump. Here the go to statement is here, so it has to go backwards. So this is called backward jump. Okay, so this is called forward jump, and this is called backward jump. So this label is the variable, or it is the location where the go to statement has to go. So you can give any label for this. So go to statement can be either before the label or after the label. So if it comes from after the go to statement, it is called forward jump, and if it goes to backward, then it is called backward jump. So this is the purpose of go to statement, right? Next we are going to see about the next one, break statement. So what do you mean by break? So as per the word, so it just breaks the control of execution. Okay, so flow of control, or control of when your particular statements are getting executed one by one. So if you see a break statement, it will stop from there, and it will terminate the loop, and it will come outside the loop. Okay, that is it will terminate the loop and it will execute the statement next to the loop, end of the loop. After end of the loop, what is the next statement? That statement will be executed. Clear? So that is the use of this break statement. So this break statement can be used in any looping structure. So what will happen if it is used in 3 looping structures supported by C++? So first one, for loop. So init expression 1, expression 2. So you know the structure of for loop. So we are having some statements, and within for loop, if you are having one condition, if condition, and then you are having one break statement, right? So if this is true only, it will come here, isn't it? No. So and it will check for the break. If it break means it will come to the statement X. Clear? Once it reaches there, if the condition is true, then we have given this break. Then once break means it will continue to the statement X. Okay, so it will come to the statement, which one? X. So after the for loop. So similarly in while loop what happens? So in while loop, so while and then you will be giving your expression here or condition. So after that if you are having if condition and then if the condition, then what will happen? It will have break. So true only it will check for the condition. So if we are having break, it will come to the statement X. So if the condition is true, we are given break statement. Break means it will come out of the loop, it will terminate the loop. So the next statement after the end of the loop will be executed. Clear? Similarly in do while loop. So do some statements if condition. So here also if it is true, the statement will get, and then if it is break, it will come to the statement X. So if it will come to the statement X, that is it will totally terminate the loop and it will come to the next statement of the end of the loop. Clear? So this is the break statement process. So how it be processed? If you give break, just it will terminate the loop where the break statement is and it will execute the next statement outside the loop. Clear? So third one is the continue statement. So what do you mean by continue? So continue means it has to do the next iteration, right? So it also is same to the break, but it gives a pass and then it moves on to the next step. Okay, that is next iteration or next condition. So this one, how it is performed in 3 looping structure. So for if expression and if I give continue, what will happen? So it will move on to here. It will go and check to the next for condition. Okay, as I have given continue, it will move on to the next for condition. So here similarly while also it will condition is true, it will get inside the loop, and if the expression is true, we have asked to continue. So again it will go and check for the next condition. So if it is true, it will do the process, otherwise it will come out of it. So it will move to the next iteration. Okay, both in for, while and do while. So similarly in do, if expression continue, so here where it will move? It will move from here and it will check for the condition here. So because in do while it is an exit control loop, so we are checking the condition here. So if you ask to check the continue, then it will move to the next condition whether it is right or wrong. So as per that condition is true, it will get inside or it will come out of the loop. Clear? So this is the processing of the continue statement in 3 looping structures, and this is the break statement in 3 looping structures, and this is the syntax for go to. So in go to we are having forward jump and backward jump. In break statement it will just terminate the loop, but in continue it will move to the next iteration. Clear, students? Now we will see example for this 3 statements. So now we will see the example program for 3 jump statements, that is go to, break and continue. So first we will see for the go to statement. Okay, so go to label 1. Is it no? So first you must have a label, otherwise you can have go to statement as forward jump or backward jump. So see main function. So hash include iostream.h using namespace std. So it's obvious for every program. So next I have started with the main function. So in main int n is equal to 1. So I am having a variable n as an integer and I have initialized to the value 1. So here I am having a label jump. Okay, so this is as a label. So jump and then I have to give 1 colon. So this is my label. So and then after that only I am having my go to statement here. This is called as the backward jump. Okay, so in jump I am having if n less than 10. So this is the condition. Cout n and then after tab space the next output should be printer. So that's why I have given /t. And then n plus is equal to 2, that is n is equal to n plus 2. So go to jump. So go to jump means it has to go to here, else return 0. So let us see the output for this, what will happen here. So first if n less than 10, so first what is the condition? First what is the value of n? N is 1. 1 is less than 10. Condition true. So then it will get inside the if structure. So C out n. So first 1 will be printed. C out n. Then add tab space. Okay. So n is equal to n plus 2. Now what is the value of n? Value of n is incremented to 1 plus 2 is 3. So first n is equal to, n has the value 1. So condition true. So first my output will be 1 is printed. Okay. So next n is incremented to 3. So next it will check 3 less than 10. Condition. So n is incremented to 3. Next statement is go to jump. Then means it will go here. So here what I have asked to done, it will check the condition. So 3 less than 10. Condition true. Then C out n. So then 3 will be printed after a tab space and then n will be incremented. So n is equal to 5. And then go to jump. So it will go here, it will check for the condition, 5 is less than 10. So therefore condition is true, then C out n. So 5 will be printed and then n is incremented to 2. N plus 5 plus 2, 7. So again we will go to the jump statement. So under jump statement we have asked to check the condition, 7 less than 10, condition true. So it will be printed. Similarly n is incremented to 9. Again go to jump, condition true. So 9 will be printed. Again n is equal to n plus 2, n is equal to 11. Go to jump. So it will check for the condition, 11 less than 10, condition false. So after when the condition is false, it will not get inside it, so it will come out. So else means return 0 only is there. So therefore with this our program gets finished. So what is the output here? 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So this is my output. So since I have incremented n by 2. Okay, so this is what happens when a go to statement is performed. So this is the label, and if I give go to jump, just it will go to there and what is I have asked to done will be performed. Clear? So this is the backward jump example. And next, are you clear with this go to statement? So this is the example for the go to statement. So next we will move on to the break. So as I said earlier, break statement says just terminate the loop, isn't no? So see main in count is equal to 1. Here I am using my do while loop. So break statement can be done in any loop structure or in any conditional statements. So here I have taken an example a do while statement. So do C out count is equal to count and then NDL. NDL what will do? It will print the next value in the next line, isn't no? So if count greater than that is that after printing that value the line will be get terminated. So it will move on to the next line. So if count greater than 3, I have given break. So count plus plus. So while condition is given here, while count less than 10 return 0. So think first count is equal to 1. So first whether the condition is checked or not, in do while statement the statement will be executed once. So do, so C out count is equal to, so what will be my output? So count is equal to, what is the value of count first? 1. Count is equal to 1. Okay. So next, if count greater than 3, after printing it once, then only it will check the condition if statement, isn't no? So if count greater than 3, 1 is greater than 3, is 1 greater than 3, condition false. So it will break. So break means it will come out of the loop, isn't no? So then what's my condition here? It must be less than 3. Suppose I am having the condition as less than 3. What will happen? 1 less than 3. Condition true. Then it will break. Okay. So if it is I am having greater than 3, then what will happen? Count greater than 3 means it will not get inside the break. Isn't no? So it will come for count plus plus. Count plus plus means count is equal to count plus 1. So what is the value of count now? 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So while count less than 10. So 2 less than 10, condition true, again it will go here, do. So count is equal to 2. Now the value of count is 2. 2 greater than 3, no, then it will skip this block and it will come to the next statement. So break means it will skip this block, isn't it? That is, it will skip this if block. So after if block I am having count plus plus. So count 2 plus 1 3. So 3 less than 10, condition true, again it will do. So do count is equal to 3 will be printed. Right? So count greater than 3, no, condition is false, again it will come here, it will execute this block and will come here. Count plus plus means count is equal to count plus 1, that is 3 plus 1 4. 4 less than 10, condition true. Okay, 4 is less than 10, condition true, so it will go to do. So 4 greater than 3, here the condition is true. True means it will get inside this if block, isn't no? But inside the if block I have given break statement. So it will terminate the loop. So again if I count is get started by 5, there are here still I am having 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But though I am having low values, as I have given break statement here, it will come out of the loop. So my output will be count is equal to 1, count is equal to 2 and count is equal to 3. So this is the output for this statement. So once I have given break, it will come outside of the loop. After the loop I have given return 0 only. So as there is no statements, my output will stop here. Clear? So break statement will just terminate the loop and it will come outside the loop. Okay. And the last one for the example for continue. So main function for loop, within for loop I am having if loop. If I is equal to 6, I have asked to continue, else just to print the value of I. So what will happen here? Okay, so see here, first I is equal to 1. I less than 10, 1 less than or equal to 10, condition true. Okay, if I is equal to 6, continue. No, I is not equal to 6. First I am having the value as I. Then what will happen? It will come to else part. Else part less, see out I. So first 1 will be printed and then I is incremented. Isn't no? So I is incremented to 2. So 2 again it will check for the condition. I is equal to 6, no. So 2, again 3. Else part, 4 else part, 5 else part. So else part just we have asked to print the value of I. So now I has the value 6. Now what is the value of I? I has the value 6. 6 less than or equal to 10, condition true. So it will get inside the loop. I is equal to 6, condition true. When I is equal to 6, what I have asked to do? I have asked to continue. So continue means again it has to move to the next one. What will happen next? I will be incremented to 7. So now after printing I will be incremented and then the condition will be checked. This is the process of for loop, isn't no? So I is incremented to 7. So as we are I is equal to 6, it will not come to the else part. So 6 is not printed. Now I has the value 7. 7 less than or is equal to 10. 7 is not equal to 6. So now see out I 7. 6 will not be printed. So now I think you can understand the concept of continue. Okay. So now 8, 9, 10. Up to 10. Because less than or equal to 10 we have given. So up to 10 the values will be printed. As when I is equal to 6 we have given continue. It will move to the next iteration. So therefore it will not come to the else part and that value is not printed. Clear? So this is the usage of the continue statement. So I think you are clear with the 3 examples. So go to statement we have go to label and it will move jump to that statement. In break it will just terminate the loop and in continue it will move to the next iteration. Okay, so these are the 3 jump statements supported by C++. Go to, break and continue. Clear? So with this chapter gets over. Okay, so this is chapter 10, flow of control. So in this chapter we have learnt about the if statement, if else statement, if else if, ladder, nested if statement, switch statement, and then we have seen the 3 looping statement, for loop, while loop and do while loop, and also we have seen the 3 jump statements, go to, break and continue. Clear? So I think we are very clear with this chapter. I think you can understand this concept. So go through this in your book once. Thank you, students.